Alright, what's going on, guys? As you guys read by the title, today's video we are going to be doing a ranking of all the EZAs. Now I want to start off by saying that the free-to-play EZA Gohan isn't in this list because he is just trash. Like, point blank period, he's trash. He's nowhere near these EZAs. Every single EZA on this list, even number 5, is better than the free-to-play Gohan. That's just how it is. He's really bad. Good free-to-play option, but overall, he's definitely not worth it. He's nowhere near a good card. So I just want to start it off by saying that. So let's get into the ranking. So coming in at number 5 spot, we have the EZA STR Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Now, Broly really isn't as good as people may think he is. First of all, for whatever reason, the Brolys always seem to get shafted in some way, shape, or form. You had the physical Broly, who basically had supreme damage. LR Broly, he has, although he is hands down the best Broly and is really good, I think he's the second hardest hitting LR in the game. They gave him that defense debuff when he supers. They just always find a way to shaft Broly, and this Broly is no exception. So, first of all, he gets a flat-out 80% attack buff. Now, for EZA cards, that's not bad at all because they actually get 5 extra SA. They're able to have a 15 super attack level, which is really, really good. Which means overall extra output damage since they get 5 up on their SA versus the normal 10 against other Dokkan Fest TURs, or just TURs in general. Now, what really sucks about this card is 2 other things. One, it has a supreme damage multiplier. So even after the EZA, they didn't give him immense damage. Literally every other EZA in the game has immense damage, of course, with the exception of the Doodoo STR Kid Gohan. But every other EZA has immense damage. They either go from supreme to immense, or they just stayed immense in the full power Frieza's case. Cell, immense. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, immense. Ultimate Gohan, immense. Full Power Frieza, immense. For whatever reason, they decided that Broly shouldn't get an immense damage multiplier, which really, really shafts this card. Now, overall, he still does have the attack all, which is pretty good, I guess. But, still, he really, really needed an immense damage multiplier, and he just didn't get it. Now, he does get 80% defense, versus a lot of the other Brolys. I think every Broly in the game gets a negative defense. He is the first Broly in the game that actually gets plus on defense. So that's really cool. But like I said, the immense damage multiplier was really, really needed for this card. Overall, he just doesn't hit as hard as the other EZAs. He's the least hardest hitting. He doesn't really hit that hard. So that's my first complaint. Another complaint of mine is his links are absolutely trash. He doesn't have prepare for battle, which is really, really needed on a lot of the teams that he is on, i.e. Pure Saiyans or the STR team. Luckily for a lot of the teams that he is on, or the best teams you could put him on, the movie boss category, Resurrected Warriors, you do have guys actually giving key, Pure Saiyans. You can run someone like Turles on the movie boss category, which he gives 3 key always, so he's really, really good. On the Resurrected Warriors, they have some good key support. On the Pure Saiyans, you have some good key support, including Turles. So, I mean, he is going to get some key support on some teams, but his lack of key links really does suck, and it does shaft him a lot. Now, one of the biggest reasons why he's not as good as people might think is simply for the fact that LR Broly exists. Now, you're probably wondering, how exactly is that a shaft? I'm going to tell you why. So, for whatever reason, Bandai decided that they don't want the 2 characters of the same name on the same team, which really sucks because Blazing actually allows you to run the same character of same names. You can run 6 Madaras if you want, like, it's just so cool, but for whatever reason, Dokkan decided that shouldn't be the case. I feel like they need to make that a thing because there's a lot of good cards out there. For example, the Super Saiyan Blue Vegetas. There's a lot of good Super Saiyan Blue Vegetas, and you can't run simply because the new Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta is out, and he's pretty much better than all of the other ones. Now, Because LR Broly exists, you can't run him and the LR Broly on the same team. Now, obviously, in a logical, I guess you could say, scenario, or the logical choice would be running LR Broly. Of course, you're gonna want to run LR Broly over this Broly. He just hits much, much harder. I believe a lot of people, there's this misconception that a Rainbow EZA Broly can outdamage a base free dupe system buff Broly, LR Broly. That is not the case at all. LR Broly still outdamages him even if he is rainbowed. So really, there's no reason to run this Broly over the other Broly. There just isn't. LR Broly is better than him in every single way possible. So unless they implement it in the future where you could run the same characters of the same names, that maybe you'd consider running him. But overall, he just doesn't hit that hard. And for the fact that LR Broly actually exists and he's better than him, I'm just going to have to put him at number 5. Really big disappointment. I really wish that they implemented some good key links with him, or gave him an immense damage multiplier, maybe gave him a raised attack, but they didn't. So for that reason, I'm going to put him at number 5. Now let's move on to number 4, which is going to shock and piss off a lot of people. So coming in at number 4, we have Super Saiyan 3 AGL Goku. Now, before you grab your pitchforks, let me explain why I have him so low on the list. One of the biggest reasons is the fact that LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku exists. Now, this is a big problem with Broly as well, is that for whatever reason they decided to release LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and he has the same name as this Goku. Now, who the hell are you gonna pick? Obviously, you're going to pick LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He absolutely shits on this Goku in terms of damage. I think he triples his damage, which is really crazy. Just shows how much of a monster LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku is. Now, that's one of the main reasons. LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku is better than him in every single situation. Another reason is the fact that he really didn't improve in that much. Yes, he's going to hit harder, but he kind of already did hit harder. Now, over in a flash is really not that viable in a lot of teams. Example, Pure Saiyans. Of course, there's going to be some cards in there like LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who do have over in a flash, but they just don't link that well with everybody else, and that can be a shaft. The full power category. Pretty much nobody has over in the flash. It just really shafts. Like the Super Saiyan 3s, I kind of wish they had at least the Saiyan lineage or prepare for battle. That would have made them a lot better, but they just have straight up over in the flash, which in certain cases, like the Super Saiyan 3, of course that's welcome, because literally everybody on that team has over in the flash, so of course that's not a problem at all. But for like the Super AGL team or the Buu Saga team, over in a flash just doesn't cut it. He's gonna barely be getting supers unless you're running him on the main rotation with a shit ton of support units in the back. But that's one of the main reasons. I kind of wish they gave him prepare for battle. For whatever reason, the EZAs don't implement key links. Hopefully they do in the future, because it'll make a lot of cards better. But he just didn't get any sort of key for his passive or links. If they would have gave him like a 3 key for every time there's one enemy, when you're facing one enemy or something like that, that would have made him a lot better. But they didn't. They decided to give him defense. Now, I personally, and I think a lot of other people, would prefer some sort of key versus defense. Because, of course, defense is nice, but key is always better. Defense doesn't mean shit if you're not getting off supers. If defense comes at the cost of offense, just take the offense at that point. So I just feel like they didn't give him any key in his passive. They didn't give him prepare for battle in his links. So he really does get shafted. And on top of that, you have LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who is 3 times as good, 3 times better than this Goku. It's like, why would you run him over LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku? Now, the only category that LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku is not in, and he is in, is the Buu Saga category for whatever reason. But, yeah, even then, you wouldn't run Super Saiyan 3 Goku because literally nobody has it. Now, I could see a couple rotations where you could actually have him, you know, with LR Majin Vegeta or Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, but it's like physical Super Vegito outdamages Super Saiyan 3 Goku by a lot. So it's like, I'd rather have physical Super Vegito on the main rotation at all times, because then he's building up his attack and he's just going to be an absolute monster. He's going to shit on Super Saiyan 3 Goku's damage. So Super Vegito is better. So why would you put him off rotation to put this card on rotation? It just doesn't make sense. I feel like if they would have gave him some ki, he would have had a lot more value. But for the fact that Super Saiyan 3 LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku is better, he has no ki in his passive. He only has over in a flash. I'm gonna have to put him at number 4. So let's move on to number 3. Coming in at number 3, we have the beastly EZA Tech Perfect Cell. Now, I know there's gonna be a couple questions. Let me answer them all. So one of the reasons I have him here is that he just overall does crazy amounts of damage. He is a nuker, but with a couple orbs and the fact that he has 15 on his SA level, he can hit really, really hard. Now, he does have an issue that Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Broly has, and that's his key links. But here's the thing. The two categories that you're going to want to run him on, the ones that he fit on the best, is Resurrected Warriors, and then, of course, the Android category. Now, he is on the full power category as well, but that category itself is already really, really wonky, so you wouldn't even run him there. But on the Resurrected Warriors and the Android category, he is king, okay? Now, his only key link that is really good is Revival. The rest are trash. Now, Revival is actually really prevalent in the Resurrected Warriors category. That's why they're called the Resurrected Warriors. A lot of the characters on that team have Revival, so that shouldn't be an issue. Second of all, he does have the ability to get ki with his passive. Every time he obtains a Rainbow Orb, he gets ki. He gets 1 extra ki. Now, on a Revive Warriors category, you can run Super 13, and you have him changing orbs to Rainbow. He's going to be getting a lot of ki, a lot of orbs, and he's just going to do a lot of damage. Now, in the Android category, you have Android 17 giving you 3 ki to all allies. So, he's not going to have a problem supering. So, that's the big difference with Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Broly. He isn't going to have any problem supering. He's already going to do a lot of damage. He links pretty well. He has Fierce Battle. He's just a really, really good card. A really solid upgrade. Kind of what I look for in a lot of EZAs. Just give him a bit of a boost. And a little goes a long way. You don't always have to, make a card stupid OP. Which is... We're going to discuss a card that they did actually make really OP. But you don't have to make them stupid OP. Just a little tweaks and they'd be a lot better than what they really are. And just Cell overall is a solid unit. Great damage. Really good. He's not going to have a hard time getting supers at all. Especially with his passive giving him 1 ki per Rainbow Orb. He's just really, really good. And that's why I have him at number 3. So let's move on to our number 2 spot. Now, coming in at number 2, we have the physical full power Frieza. Now, full power Frieza is a godly unit. There's only one problem I have with him, and this problem can be easily fixed. And that's the fact that he really doesn't have that many good categories. He's on the Namek Saga category, but that category doesn't have any good leads, so you can't really run him there. The full power category is really, really unorthodox. It's really, really weird. And he just really doesn't fit on it. You can put him on there if you want. You can make a rotation with him. Probably somebody else with some over in a flash. And I guess you can make it work. But overall, he just really doesn't fit on that team. So the best team you're going to want to run him on is, of course, the 120% full power cooler team. But that really shouldn't matter because he is just a freaking beast of a card. 120% attack, it stayed the same. But what I was hoping Super Saiyan 3 Goku would get, Frieza ended up getting, and that's plus 3 ki as the first attacker and defense plus 30%. So, for whatever reason, they decided to give full power Frieza more of a buff than Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I feel like they could have easily gave this to Super Saiyan 3 Goku, but they gave it to full power Frieza plus more. So, like, he gets like 30% of defense up when super attack and 30% defense when the first attacker. So he already has the same amount of defensive buff that Super Saiyan 3 Goku gets, but he also gets plus 3 ki. So it really does kind of suck that Super Saiyan 3 Goku couldn't get something like that. But Frieza ended up getting, so if he could get a better category, if he could get some type of Namek Saga leader with some good Namek Saga cards, I feel like he'd be perfect on that category. Maybe a Frieza race category, he'd be perfect on that category as well. But that's probably my biggest problem with him, and his biggest flaw is he doesn't really have a good category. But in the future, I'm pretty sure they're going to give him one where he fits perfectly on it. So that could be easily fixed. Whereas someone like EZA Broly or Super Saiyan 3 Goku, they just always going to kind of be shafted because there's always going to be the LRs that are better than them. So really isn't much to say. He really hits hard. He has a 15%, not 50%, 15 SA level. So on top of the 120% attack, so he's just going to be hitting really, really, really hard. So in the end, it really doesn't even matter that he's not on a category. He's just going to be hitting really, really hard. Even on a 120% leader skill, he's a beast. Nothing really much else to say. So let's go on to the number one, which I'm pretty sure all of you guys already guessed because of process elimination. But let's move on to our number one pick. So coming in at number one, as you guys guessed through the process of elimination, is the Int Ultimate Gohan. Now this card is so freaking good, I can't even stress it enough. So first of all, he gets the base 80% attack buff. Really good. Like I said, because he has a SA level of 15, EZA's with 80% attack buff is really not that bad, because you got to factor in that extra 5 SA level, which is going to make it so he hits really, really hard, and he's going to compete with Dokkan Fest TURs. So that's the first part. Second part is he's self-sufficient. It's absolutely impossible to not get a super attack with him. Because when you have 7 ki or more, you get an extra 5 ki, and that's when you get your attack buff. So you literally only need 1 ki orb, and he gets a super attack. So his ki links don't even matter. Now, he also greatly raises his attack, which actually equals out to 50% attack on his overall damage. So if you take a look at that, that's actually overall 130% attack on his attack puff, and so that's really, really broken for a card that has a SA level of 15. So he is just going to be hitting so freaking hard, it's not even funny. And on top of that, he's self-sufficient. Now the one problem I have with this card, and I kind of wish that they really fixed this, and this is the same problem with the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Broly, is that there already is an Ultimate Gohan, and he is the Hybrid Saiyan's leader. Now this Gohan is light years better than that Gohan, but because he is the leader, you can't actually run this Gohan on the Hybrid Saiyan team, which kind of sucks because that team would just be so much freaking better. But you can run him on the Majin Buu Saga. Now, like I said, this Gohan is light years better than the STR Ultimate Gohan. So obviously, you're gonna obviously want to run this Gohan over the STR Gohan. So I believe that he is 100% optimal. Would you run him on a May rotation? Probably not. But he's gonna be a phenomenal floater. He's just gonna be hitting so hard. He is a must-have on the Majin Buu Saga category. Because he's self-sufficient, he has such a high attack buff. There's just really nothing bad about this card. Like I said, hits super hard. He has good defense buff, high attack stats. He's just super good. So that's why I have in my number one. That is my top 5 EZA cards ranking order. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.